either first or last, right? You are either first or you're last. That was the quote that was in the Morning Five Planner today. You're either first or you're last. This was committed. This was submitted by a guy named Chris Hunt, actual member of the hashtag Rise and Grind community. Woke up this morning, 3:20 a.m., grabbed a big cup of water, threw my headphones on, went downstairs, grabbed my Morning Five Planner, opened it up, and it says, "You are either first or you are last," by Mr. Chris Hunt right there on the top. And I thought, dude, I totally get the sentiment behind this quote. However, it's BS. I'm just saying, it's simply not true. Look, it makes for a great movie. It does. It makes for a great movie, right? And like I said, I totally get the sentiment behind it. However, it's simply not true. I had the honor of running the second largest used car franchise dealership in America. Second, we were not first, but we definitely were not last. Out of 17,000 franchise dealerships, we were number 2. Bro, and number 2, it paid a lot of money. It did a lot of things for my career. You can win in the number 2 slot with 17,000 dealerships out there. I'm just telling you. I'm proud of the fact that we were number 2 in the United States of America. Dude, if you're not first, you're last. Ask my friend Liza. Ask my friend Liza Myers-Borges, who yesterday ran the Chicago Marathon. Under 4 hours, by the way. She ran the Chicago Marathon under 4 hours. She's a beast. She didn't take first. She did not take first. Out of all the people that were out there at the Chicago Marathon, Liza did not come across the finish line in first place. But bro, that doesn't mean she was last. Are you kidding? She worked her tail off. She freaking trained for the last 5 months. She grew in so many ways. I am so proud of that young lady for crossing that finish line yesterday. So proud of her. So listen, there are these sayings. They somehow take root in our culture. They somehow take root in our lives. There's these sayings out there, but they don't really make any sense. And we just kind of take them, right? And we allow them to like beat us up. And I'm like, I'm out on that now. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, no, BS, nonsense. You can win without crossing the finish line first. You can win in life without being first. Listen, there's other sayings like this out there, right? People say, I slept like a baby, right? How'd you sleep? Slept like a baby. What does that mean? Little babies usually wake up about every 2 to 4 hours crying. So did you wake up every 2 to 4 hours crying? People say money can't buy happiness. Well, dude, I'm telling you, I see a lot. I know what it's like to have a little money, and I know what it's like to not have money. And I prefer having a little money. Just saying. Customer is always right. Bull malarkey, dude. The customer is a human just like you, and they can make mistakes and they can be wrong. That is nonsense. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, I don't know. Try it. Try eating nothing but an apple every day. Maybe I could be wrong. Something tells me you probably need some proteins, you probably need some fats, you probably need some other things. I don't know. Could be wrong. But this apple a day, I think it's nonsense. I think whoever put that together was a great marketer for apples. Maybe Apple computers. Maybe that's why all y'all are hooked on them dang iPhones and whatnot. An apple a day, keep the doctor away. Okay. What about a watched pot never boils? Dude, okay. Put your hand in there, turn on the heat, and just stare at it. See what happens. Something tells me at some point it's going to boil. Listen, man, all this stuff's crap, man. These things that we say, they're simply not true. They're simply not true. So listen, if you're not first, you're last. I get it, and I appreciate Chris submitting the quote. I really do, because it sparks an powerful conversation today. But I dare you to compete and give it your best. I just dare you to do that. Compete, give it to your absolute best, because that's how you win. Winning is not always first place. Winning in sports, going across the finish line to get the trophy, the Super Bowl ring, etc. Get it. Got to be first. That's not how we do in this game of life. You win by becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You see, you're either uniquely you or you're last. That's what I think it should say. Instead of saying you're either first or you're last, it should say you're either the best version of yourself or you're last. That, to me, is much, much, much more like it. Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, inspiration with your host, Glenn Lundy, a husband to one, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning Five.
I'm Heather Parody, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, y'all got me fired up already. First thing this Monday morning, y'all like, golly, Glenn, I ain't even had my cup of coffee yet. What is going on? You're in here throwing stuff at me when you're wearing your whole red sweatshirt. That's what Vicky calls it. My whole red. I don't even know what that means. I probably shouldn't be saying it. But anyways, today is Monday, October 9th. That's right. Today is Monday, October 9th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, October 29th, October 9th, 2023. So I want to make sure I make the absolute most, we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. What's up, Vitali? Hope you had a big weekend, sir. Great to see you. Listen, I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. That's right. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where, here's the update. All right, the update around here is it's starting to get a little cool. All right, the weather is getting a little bit cooler, but it goes a little bit back and forth, right? Like yesterday was a high of 61. I think today we're going to be 80 or something, or maybe tomorrow we're going to be 80. I don't know. My wife was like, bro, we're going back to 80. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Right? So we're in that kind of in-between phase, a little bit cool, but it swings back and forth, right? That's where we're at here in Kentucky. My son, Joel, he's playing soccer. And his team has gone up to another level. And so they're not winning a whole lot of soccer games, but he's doing great, right? He's doing great. He's getting better. He's putting in the work. The last 2 weeks, the coach has pointed out how he was player of the game 2 weeks ago, and he's just got intense work ethic. He's doing great, right? They're not putting W's up, but he's putting W's up for himself. Right? So I'm proud of him, dude. So he's playing soccer. Oakland, Meredith, Savannah, those three are in dance, right? They're in dance. It's fun to watch them. It's fun to watch the little girls doing their things. Savannah is in a very technical level of dance, super high level. And Meredith is, she's just doing her thing. She's 7 years old, and Oakland's just 4, right? So she's just cute out there. So they're doing dance. They're in that. Willow is in the middle of gymnastics right now. My daughter, Willow, she's 9 years old. And she's just made out of straight muscle, dude. She's super strong, super powerful, incredible work ethic. She's killing it in the gymnastics game, right? She is killing it right now. And then Fisher, my little guy Fisher, he's 6 years old, and he is playing soccer for the first time in his life. And so he's out there running around playing soccer. It's so cute to watch the little ones. Look at those. Look at look at him. Oh my gosh, he's running. He's so cute. He's running and running and running. But I love it. You hear mama yelling in the background all the time. But Fisher's doing soccer, and he's like Supergirl crazy. Like Supergirl crazy. I mean, he was Supergirl crazy at like 3 or 4, but it's already getting worse. I'm just saying, dude. This is what's happening. Meanwhile, at the Lundys, right? So we have all the kids in different activities except for Caroline. She's the only one who's not in an activity yet because she's only 2. But believe me, she keeps us on our toes around the house. My parents are doing great. My mother-in-law, she's now retired. She's traveling all over the place. We don't see her anywhere near as much as we used to see her. But they're all doing great, right? Everybody's good there. My wife is just amazing, right? She literally is just amazing. She's teaching the kids, right? She's homeschooling all of the kids. And then she's running around getting them to all these activities, right? To dance, to soccer, to gymnastics, to all the things, right? They go to co-op, they got stuff at their church, so on and so forth. She cooks for them, she feeds them, she does all the laundry, she changes the sheets. She's amazing, dude. Feeding the kids, guiding the kids. Yesterday, we're out at the soccer field, and she's doing algebra with my 14-year-old daughter at the same time. She's like teaching this one algebra and then cheering for Joel. I'm like, golly, dude, this woman's superhuman. Unbelievable. And on top of all that, she's supporting my crazy ASS, right? Like, I'm crazy, dude. Imagine being married to this guy. Right? Loud, obnoxious, traveling all over the place, right? She's amazing, right? She truly, truly, truly is wonderful. And then on top of that, I did get a new truck, which I'm super excited about. I've stepped over to the dark side of Toyota. I got a new Toyota Tundra. This thing's bad to the bone. Shout out to Beaver Toyota, my guy Patrick Abad. You guys tag Patrick Abad just in case he's not on here this morning. Just tag him right now. Patrick Abad. Over at Beaver Toyota, I got a nice Toyota truck. I love that. I'm in the midst of writing a book right now. I believe I'm about 53 pages in, and I'm on a roll now. Like I got it, right? I know exactly how this whole thing's coming together. When you start writing, you're kind of like, and then now I'm like, oh, I got it, pow. Can't wait to bring it to you guys. It's going to be amazing. Ramon keeps hitting me in the DMs. Ramon's like, here's how we're going to do it. I'll reach out, Ramon. I'll reach out. We're launching a new platform for my 800% Elite Automotive Club. Super excited about that. Completely restructuring how we do the training. The training itself will not change, but the way we deliver training is going to change. We've got an all-in-one platform that we're putting together that's got your social media feed, your training, your community building and ability to communicate with each other. You've got live is going to be in there. Notifications are going to be in there. Our Zoom live Q&As, like all that's going to be in the same platform. I can't wait. It's 5 different tools that we're using right now that are all going to be in one. It's going to be incredible. So we're in the midst of building that out. Meanwhile, at the Lundys, right, sales for the company are actually down. They've been down the last 6 months or so as a company. And I'm grateful that we're in a healthy enough position to be able to make it through this little bit of a season. But understand it was down not because the market changed or anything like that. It was down because we had to slow down as a company. We had to slow down a bit and build it right? Like I'm the guy who builds the plane while flying it. I've always been that guy, right? But I'm realizing that every once in a while you got to land the plane, tighten up the bolts, change the oil, make sure everything's running smooth, right? Just because it's running doesn't mean it's running smooth. And so we had to shift our attention a little bit off sales, which is not a strategy I would recommend to anybody else. It's tough. We had to do that, though, in order to foundationally build out what we're building now, or what we've built. So excited to turn that back on. The great news is October is fully booked. November is fully booked. December is fully booked. Like, this fourth quarter is fully booked and filled. And I mean filled with opportunity. So super excited about that, right? And then on top of all that, like, we have clean water to drink, which is great. We have a roof over our head. I'm super excited about that. There's food in our bellies. We have electricity and power so that we can do a show just like this, which is incredible. And even just that, right? Food, water, even just that is saying a lot, considering, right? Considering that what you see today is not how it always has been in my life. You see, what you see today, the meanwhile at the Lundy's update that you just received, what you see today is 15 years of the compound effect. 15 years of something called a compound effect. It's 15 years of how one decision compounded over time can radically change the trajectory of your life. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today and this week, the power of the compound effect. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show. For those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So share this out. What's up, John Sauer? This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Is that fair? I think it's fair. I see Jackie. What up, Jackie, in the building? I see Fiona is up in here as well. I gotta get this moved over here. I don't like looking over here to say what's up and then pulling away from my people over here. Just don't like it. I don't like it. I gotta make that move. All right, Maria, good morning. Great to see you, Maria. How you doing, Michael? I'm glad you're here as well. I see Sheila and Aisha are in the building. Great to see you, Sheila. Great to see you, Aisha, as well. I see Jody and Christopher. I see Jeffrey and Dora Maria are in the building. Great to see you both. Tanya Colquhoun. Great to see you this morning. What's up, Ramon Ray? Monday is for winners. Amen and indeed. Shelly Jean is in the building. Milt Whitesides is up in here. Vicky Everett, I was talking about you earlier. What's up, Scott Simons? Dr. Jeannie is in the building. What's up, Ryan? Ryan Van Skoyak. I'm so glad you're here, Ryan. Thanks for being with us. I see Tosh is in the building. I see Marvin joined us from all the way across the pond. What's up, Mindy and William? How you doing? Olamide, great to see you as well. Stephanie Toadvine. She's also an extended family member of the Lundys. Meanwhile, at the Toadvines, what's up, Ricardo Govindansamy? Great to see you. Lisa Bourne is in the building. Natasha Smith, Sean Weatherby, Julio Soto from Puerto Rico is up in here. What's up, Don Sankey, representing CMA? I think you're on vacay this week. What's up, Tom Popelka? I see Tanya. I see Dr. Emerald's in the building. Sheila, my guy Michael's up in here as well. I love it. Packed house today. Let's go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, these planners that I'm talking about every day, you can get your hands on one. If you didn't get one in 2023, I've got about 12 left that my wife got mad at me because I'm giving them away for free. I can ship them in the United States for free. If you're outside of the United States, you got to pay for shipping. All right, but if you didn't get one, you want to use one the last couple months of the year, I'll send you one. I got about 15 left in my garage. Just email Leslie@GlennLundy.com with your address. Okay, just email her your address. She'll send you a planner. All right. Now, next year's planners are coming out on Black Friday. Next year's planners come out on Black Friday. But if you're going to buy in bulk, you want to shoot me a message now. Shoot me a message now if you want to buy in bulk, if you want to buy them for your team, etc., etc. All right? You're going to want to have one of these in 2024, though. That's for sure. I don't go a day without it. And I highly suggest that you seek to understand the power of gratitude, goals, and being a part of this incredible community. I highly suggest it. Cool? Cool. All right. On that note, let's keep going. Oh, that was kind of abrupt. That was kind of an abrupt stop. I didn't mean that. All right. I apologize. Let's keep going.
All right, y'all, so this is the part of the show where we figure out why in the world Glenn Lundy chose to talk about the compound effect for an entire week. An entire week. What's up, dude? I read the book. It's awesome. Am I bothering you here? Are you busy?
Hey,
what's going on? Compound effect.
Heather,
I'm sorry.
you do this to me. I'm trying to pay for parking right now.
I understand, but we always have time for our mental health and our personal growth.
But listen, these actions that you continue to take, these little micro actions over time, Heather, they add up. All right, they add up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, compound effect, dude. It's huge, man. So, like, I'm gonna use an example. 75 hard.
Lord Jesus.
What do you think about that?
Andy Frisella, you're a bad man.
Right? Like 75 hard is
Hard.
it's hard and it's overwhelming for a lot of people, right? Super overwhelming. Whereas the compound effect teaches us that it's not these big, massive moves and actions. It's tiny micro actions compounded over time, right? I was actually talking to a buddy of mine about his relationship with his wife, and he's like, man, you know, we're in 3 weeks we're doing this, and in 7 weeks from there we're doing that, and I'm like, bro, what about all the little micro minutes in between? Like these big massive gestures, they're great. I understand, you know, go on a vacation trip, create some memories, but dude, why not just leave the office and go sit and have lunch with her, like for 20 minutes, right? Like the little things like that compounded over time is a bigger effect. So I just wanted to share that for those that have never come across that book, is that it's not always big, massive action, but consistent daily micro actions. Preach.
Consistent discipline compounded daily equals transformation. There you go. Consistent discipline compounded daily equals transformation. I wonder if I can play with this word transformation, make it big. Look. Transformation. Write it down. Dude, take a picture. You ready? Take a picture. Consistent discipline compounded daily. Screenshot. Ready? Equals transformation. Dude, write it down. Take a picture. Never forget it. This right here is the holy grail of change. And this is what they Heather always asks me, who is they? I'm like, don't you worry about who they is, but there is a they. And this is what they've been using on you for years. This is what they've been using on you for years. Listen, remember, have you heard the quote? Curiosity kills the cat. Have you heard that? Curiosity kills the cat. Why do they tell you that? They don't want you asking questions. Don't be curious. Sit down, shut up, fall in line. What about money is the root of all evil? Right? They don't give you the full Bible verse. For the love of money is the root of all evil. They don't give you the full Bible verse. They just give you the little part that keeps you small, right? Money is the root of all evil. What about this one? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Hey, I'm just saying, don't get mad at me. I appreciate my troops. My entire family's military. But why do they make us stand in school and say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Because they want you to forgive and forget when our country makes mistakes or does things they know they shouldn't do. The allegiance is there, right or wrong. Right or wrong. Just saying. consistent, disciplined, compounded daily equals transformation. The things that they do for us or have us do every single day transforms into whatever result they want. It works both ways. It works both ways. Listen, here's the second thing I need you to write down today. What repeats manifests. What repeats manifests. Write that down, all right? When you say things like, I never win. Oh, I never win. Guess what? You are correct. When you say things like, I could never do that, I can't. You are correct. When you say things like, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm dumb, I'm clumsy, I'm OCD, ACD or ADD, whatever it is. I'm OPP. I'm right down with OPP, right? All of it. When you say those things, you're correct. Why? Why, Glenn? Why is it like that? Well, let me tell you, dude, words are energy. Did you know that? Words are energy, and energy cannot be created, nor does it dissipate. It can only convert. That's it. So the energy of your words, I never win, I could never, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm dumb, I'm clumsy, I'm OCD, I'm ADD, I'm down with OPP. That energy converts over time. It compounds. And boom, guess what? Over time, it becomes real.
Once I feed you with an idea that you are susceptible to something, look, I can feed you with an idea that this pill that we just got from the pharmaceutical company, it's the greatest, best thing for your issue. And I give you this pill and you get better. And then later you find out it was a sugar pill and everybody goes, yeah, that's called the placebo effect. And I go, what does it really mean? I said, you didn't get healed by the pill, you got healed by the belief in the pill. And I go, well, yeah, that's what placebo is all about. And at least 1/3, minimum of 1/3 of all medical intervention is, it's a placebo effect where the healing comes from. Everybody goes, yeah, I know about the placebo. I go, yeah, but that's a result of positive thinking. What about negative thinking? And this is what we don't talk about, but the reality is it's equally powerful in regard to affecting your biology as is positive thinking, but it works in the opposite direction. A negative thought is called the nocebo effect. Can cause any disease and you can die. If you believe you're gonna die, you can die from the belief. So we really have to watch out because as psychologists would tell us, 70% or more of our thoughts are negative and redundant, replaying the same negative thoughts. I go, if thoughts had nothing to do with it, fine. But thoughts, positive or negative, shape our biology. And all of a sudden it says, well, now it's time to wake up because our negative thinking is manifesting a negative life experience. The only problem is this, when you invest so much money into a belief system, and then a belief system isn't really right, you try to hold on as long as you can because if you spend hundreds of billions of dollars in this belief, you don't want to just go, oh, okay, we'll just change it. So it's a struggle, but the reality is coming forward and the public is just becoming aware of it. And it's a revolution because, as I said, if you believe genes control your life, you're a victim of your heredity.
Right.
Yeah, okay, when I say genetic control, that's the belief that genes control our characters. When I say epigenetic control, almost sounds the same, but epi means above. So when I say epigenetic control, literally it's control above the genes. And this is what we now recognize, that the environment, and very specifically our perception of the environment, changes our genetic activity. So that means, well, wait, that's not a victim because I can change my environment, I can change my perception, and all of a sudden, if I can do that, then I can control my genes. Well, we're going from victim to mastery. Now, when parents have one child, they raise it like the first child. Okay, I raised the child this way. After that, if they have a second child, well, they already have all the different experiences of having a child. So they raise the second child different than they did the first child, et cetera, to the third. What's the point is, well, I can start with the same genetics, like my stem cells, same genetics, but it's the environment in which the genes are found that will determine the character and expression. Now, what people have to understand about epigenetics is it changes the reading of the gene. It does not change the gene. If you're born with gene X, you're always going to have gene X, but how will it express itself? And I go, well, it depends on your life and your character, your behavior, your environment. It's genes plus environment. If it was just genes, I would be able to tell you exactly here's what's going to happen. But most of that is changeable by how you live and where you live. So you got about 7 major diseases, only one gene. If you got that gene and the gene card shows it, okay, you got that gene, you're going to deal with it. All the other diseases are multiple genes. Cancer is a minimum of 12 to 14 genes, so it's not an accident. You can't change one gene and get cancer. You have to change 12 to 14 genes, and all of a sudden, then probability is a chance? It's like, no, we are creating a cancer, and we can uncreate a cancer. People have spontaneous remissions, but they change it not by changing their biology, but by changing their mind.
16 years ago, one decision. Move to Kentucky. That was the decision. 16 years ago, one decision. Move to Kentucky. Start over. Change the environment. I knew no one. That's a lie. I knew Aaron. I knew one guy barely. I had hung out with him a couple times. I was scared to death. I was broke as could be. I had really bad credit and warrants out for my arrest. Up till that point, I had done a great job at negatively compounding things in my life. I was described as a con artist. Like my own mother was like, she won't, my mom will not say I was a con artist, but my mom will say she thought I was going to end up being a con artist. My mom's very careful with her words too, right? But dude, I was a crook. I was a liar. I was a punk. I was a thug. And then one decision, new environment. And in that new environment, I found a church. I found my wife. I found my career. I now have my kids. I've had a lot of success. My parents now live here. They moved and changed their environment as well. One decision. I call them MITs, these moments in time, right? Where the timeline of your life diverges, right? Like, I feel like it's like this web, right? Our life is just this whole web, and there's these little nodes, these little moments in time, these little 1955s, right? You know how in Back to the Future, they always, or whatever date, May 5th, whatever date it is. But in Back to the Future, they always go back to like the same date, right? And there's just something about that moment in time that the timelines shift. And I feel like that's our life. What's up, Brian Davidson? Flagstaff is a rough environment. Yes, it is, bro. But I feel like we have all these little nodes, right? Now, ultimately, there's a born on date and there's a expiration date, right? At the top of the bottom. But then there's this whole web of decisions that we can make. And one decision will take you down this path. Another decision will take you down that path. And it's just these MITs. I think we all have them. At least I know I have in my life. And that moment, that one decision, now compounded 15 years later, was the best decision I ever made in my life. And so I share that with you because this might be an MIT moment for you right now. Like, listen to me, hear me out, dude. God is good. God is great, right? God is great. Seeking to understand how he exists in you is even better. That's right. I said it. You see, because you are a creator, powerful beyond measure. And what repeats manifests. Consistent discipline compounded daily equals transformation. So you get to, as God has told us, you get to choose. You get to make a choice. So make a choice. Do the work. Know that I love you. And remember the bamboo tree. You're like, the bamboo tree. The bamboo tree. Just remember the bamboo tree. And then come back tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. and I'll explain what the heck I'm talking about. Until then, have an amazing, amazing, incredible day. I love you. Go out, become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You don't have to be first to be the best you that you can possibly be. I'm going to go hang out over on Clubhouse for a little bit. If you want, come join me over there. If you're watching live, if you're watching on replay, I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Have a great day. Peace.
On my feet before the sunrise, stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world. It's so alarming. I hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and